Hello everyone, this is Cari for Redesign with Prima, and today we're going to go over an extreme nightstand makeover. This piece was a hot mess and I turned it into a girly girl makeover with Decor Poly and stamping and Decor Transfers. This is what it looked like before. There was ink stains, the varnish was coming off, it was bubbled. The inside, you can see it was kind of put together with other things just to repair it. So I got to cleaning it with some degreaser, and then I went in with a toothbrush because it was really grimy and been sitting in a garage for a very long time. So I had to get in all those nooks and crannies really well. The veneer was also a nightmare, and I tried the iron method and it just did not work for me. So we went in with our big belt sander and it did work. It's just sad because, you know, the top was really beautiful and I was hoping to keep it wood, but that did not go as planned. So we decided to take it off, which did make it a little bit thinner, but it's okay. Now I am applying some primer. I always apply primer, no matter what. A lot of this piece is made from different kinds of wood, and some bleed a little bit more than others, and I never see the bleed through until I go ahead and put the sealer on. So I felt it was better to be safe than sorry, go through all the steps, put everything on, and then see the bleed through, which would not have been good. I wanted the inside to be kind of fun, so I added a pink color to the inside. I thought that would just be really nice with the green that I was planning on putting on the outside. So and actually the inside, I used a spray primer. It's gray colored because of the ink stains. The gray colored primer is good for covering up blue, red stains like that. So that was really a good way to go. And now I'm putting on my green color. It's called Evergreen. It's by Granny Bee's Paints because I'm in South Africa. They're one of the paint companies I use here in South Africa. And I put 2 generous coats on the entire piece. Now I wanted to add some fun elements to the side. I mean, this nightstand I just had fun with. I just wanted to go all out. So this is called Vintage Script Decor Stamps by Redesign. And I'm going in with our Adobe Color Philosophy ink. So here you can see I'm just going to lightly pounce. I don't press real hard, but I just make sure that it's firmly down. And yes, it came out not perfect, but I didn't really want it to either. I kind of was sparingly with the ink. And you can see the piece of paper I used just to cover up the first part that I had stamped. And I did go ahead and stamp both sides of this piece, and I mixed and matched the stamps a little bit just to have a little bit of fun. Now I am applying a clear wax to the entire surface. I love using wax. I feel like it gives like a really vintage, authentic kind of finish. Plus I want to add an antique wax over the green so that it gives it more of a vintage look. So I always apply the clear wax first, I buff it, and then I go ahead with the antique. And here I'm adding the antique dark over the clear, and it really helps the antique dark go over the clear, like over the surface really smoothly. So it kind of blends the 2 waxes together, and it allows for a lot more room for if you want to add a little bit more or a little bit less. You definitely can go darker or lighter. It's totally up to you. And with a clear wax already on there, it allows you to remove some of that dark wax if you add too much. Here you can see I also applied it to the inside around the pink color just to give it that vintage look as well. Now I'm using the Art Alchemy Sepia Wax, which is a really dark wax, and this is used just to emphasize some of the corners, some of the, areas that I really wanted to make it look a little bit more rustic and vintage. So I just go in with my fingers, and you can certainly do your fingers or a wax brush if you prefer. It does help smooth it out, but you can see where it just adds a little depth and dimension. It's really, really a beautiful color. I love using it on a lot of my projects just to give it a, kind of that vintage rustic feel. Here I'm going in with aged brass. It's also the Art Alchemy wax. My tin is just older. They do come in tubes now, but I still have a lot of wax to use up, so I will use it until it's finished, and then I'll grab a tube for myself. But I love this wax, and it just adds a little bit of glimmer, just the very edges, just a little bit of shine. And it also helps with that rustic look as well. I wanted to add some florals and some birds, so I chose the Elegance and Flowers Decor Transfer, and I cut it up into pieces. I just wanted a very little bit. It just adds to that whole feminine look that I'm going for. And these flowing flowers are just so beautiful. Now these are our tube transfers, which are right now on sale, and they will be discontinued. We're not going to use tubes anymore, so we are going to sell them until they run out of stock. So if you want any of these, or you see this, grab it while you can. Now, another thing that I did, which is a big boo-boo, they tell everyone not to do, is put the transfers over the wax. I kind of decided to do this after I applied the wax. I thought I'll just try it. If it doesn't work out, I'll just remove it and start over. But to be honest, it did work over the wax. And I have to say, now it's been about 2 weeks since I did this, and the transfers are absolutely fine. I just went over them again with more wax. I did the antiquing wax and the clear wax over them, and they were completely fine. I love making my transfers go a little bit further by cutting them apart and just using little bits and pieces of them in areas on the sides, and I added a lot on the inside actually. Just kind of, when you open it up with that pink, it just really popped. These flowers and birds look so gorgeous. And like I said before, here you can see I'm adding the clear wax just to give it a good seal. And now I will make sure that it's down, and then I go over it with the antique dark as well. And here it is. So I just kind of dabbed it on lightly. I didn't want it to overtake the images of the transfer, but I did want it to kind of blend in with the whole surface and look of the piece itself. So I decided to use the Delicate Motif Decor Poly to emphasize the top part, that it's got like a little back to it. And I wanted just the ribbon and the bow and a couple of the leaves. And I thought it would just look so beautiful. So the Decor Poly you can cut apart very easily. And all you do is glue it down, and then you add your art mediums over it, and that is it. I use a wood glue to attach mine, or a very strong glue. This is also another Decor Poly. This is Serene Perch. So the Decor Poly is very bendable, especially if you heat it up a little bit in the sun or maybe in the window, and that makes it possible to put it around curves and corners. So it's really, really cool. Now I'm adding the same green color that I added to the nightstand, because I want this to go over the door and I want it to match. So it's so easy just to like glue these down. Like I said, spread your glue out, leave them for a little bit, and they're good to go. So here you can see I'm adding the aged brass again and just hitting the high points of the Decor Poly. Now I also had sealed this with the clear, but I had not gone in with the antique dark just yet. I wanted to see how it looked just with the gold, or the aged brass, excuse me. And I really thought, oh, it looks so delicate, but I did end up going back in and adding some of that darker wax. Now I'm totally stripped the door, and here you can see I'm giving it a really, really nice sand because I wanted to use the wood that was on the door. It was really one of the only parts of this nightstand that was salvageable, you know, as far as the wood was concerned. So now I'm going over the entire thing with that antique dark just to give it like a really beautiful wood tone finish. So I'm adding it on very thickly, and then I go in with my cloth and buff off the excess. Now I needed to cover up parts of that door where the old handle was. It was very small, not standard size, so I had to cut a piece off of the other serene perch. So there's left and right. So I cut off just a little bit of that branch, and then you can see I just covered up that odd keyhole that was there that did absolutely nothing, as well as the old handle holes. Here's a great tip: if you add too much glue and it seeps out from underneath your Decor Poly, just take a brush and a baby wipe and just clean off the brush as you pick up the glue. You can also use a paper towel that's slightly wet. This works great. And here I'm adding the antique dark over the Decor Poly, so it blends into the wood tones and the door itself. You can see in the background, I added a little wood handle, and I added the aged brass to that as well. Now I'm hitting the high points with the aged brass or alchemy wax just to bring out all those details of this gorgeous Decor Poly. The flowers and the birds and the little leaves and branches are so intricate and beautiful. And this adds so much dimension to the entire look of the piece. And there it is. There's the door with my Decor Poly. I think it looks stunning. I don't know about you, but I mean, maybe you would have added more color or painted the whole thing. That's totally up to you. But I really felt like this came together so beautifully. Especially compared to what it looked like before. There's all the stamping, the flowers, and like I said, I kind of went a little crazy on the inside with the Decor Transfers, because I just wanted to, like, when you open that door, it looks so girly and so beautiful, and you'll see in just a minute how it looks. But what a difference, you know, now compared to how it looked before. And I have to say, it was just fun adding all this stuff. It might be too much for you, might be too much for somebody else, I don't know. But sometimes you just have to let the creativity take over and have fun. And there's Puppy, my puppy. He was very interested in the video. And there's the top part with the Decor Poly, so you can really get a good look at what that all is about. See, there's the door. I just love how this all came together. It makes me happy. So I hope this was inspiring for you. I have all of the details in the description with product links and more information. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to hear what you think, and let me know maybe what you'd like to see in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope you subscribe and follow us for more DIYs.